So a lot of you responded to the story of baby Waylon. If you don't know what I'm talking about on TikTok, you can click on that comment to see. Otherwise, a brief recap. Baby Waylon, who has special needs and is on a ventilator, police went to serve a warrant at a house where he and his mother were at, and she claims that in the process of that, flashbangs and other things that might have been used by police caused chemical irritation both to his eyes, and then he's suffering from damage to his lungs, or injury to his lungs, I should say, as a result of those. And police are denying that. They're saying that they didn't use any flashbangs inside the house, they used them outside the house. Now, the good news is this story is getting traction, both nationally in the United States and also internationally, this story being in the UK. So people all over are taking notice and definitely paying attention and wanting to know what went wrong here. Now, as I said before, police claim that they didn't set off flashbangs in the house, that the mother was being untruthful or was mistaken, however you want to phrase it. But they were saying they didn't do that, and the mayor and the police released body cam footage yesterday showing what really happened. And I'm just going to play the body cam for you because I don't think it absolves them in the way that they think it does.
Police search warrant, come to the door! Police search warrant!
So we saw two bangs go off. One of them is kind of blocked by the officer over here on this side of the screen. And there was another one over here, and I have a different angle of that, so you can get a much better view of what happened.
Search warrant! Coming down the stairs! You're good, man.
So while that was outside, it blew out the window, sending glass showering down on the officer, and also sending glass and debris and smoke into that room onto whoever was in there, like baby Waylon. But I have had a few, and it's very few, but a few that have reached out and said things like, oh, you should have waited for the body cam. Paints a very different picture. No, it really doesn't. There's enough there that backs up her statement that could allot for why the baby experienced that reaction. Or people who are like, oh, in the footage, she doesn't seem as concerned about her son as she claimed to be in her Facebook post. You were not there. You were not dealing with that trauma. Something like that happens so quickly, and there's so much going on. You know, what she was feeling internally and what she externally stated in a moment of shock and distress. You cannot judge someone based on that. But I also had some people who were trying to spin other things. Like, I don't know where it came from. I couldn't find the police making this statement. But I had people say, oh, the police weren't there for a teenager. They were there for guns, and it was for that address, and they had a right to be there. Oh, this family's not being truthful. Let me get rid of that right now. In the body cam footage, one of the officers makes the statement, it's the wrong house. Police have since corrected that. He was mistaken saying that. It was the right house, as in it was the address on the warrant that they were supposed to go to. However, this news publication says that when they obtained a copy of it, it did include that address, but the document was for a teen suspect, even though the house is now owned by the aunt and uncle of the mother of Waylon. Rita and Marlon Jennings both are adamant they have no connection to the suspect. I feel like a little bit of detective work probably would have went a long way, Rita Jennings stated, because I conducted a simple Google search and found the previous tenants in about 6 seconds. In fact, the previous tenants, the teen suspect they were looking for, allegedly lived just down the street from where these folks live. So they moved just down the street from where they used to live, and police went to the old address instead of the correct address, which is where the person lives now. So yeah, police were at the address that was on the warrant. And did they wait long enough between knocking and entering? Probably. Were they within their rights of protocol to use that flash device? Probably. But someone still dropped the ball, because the person they were looking for was not at that address. They had bad intel. They didn't know that a young mother and a special needs baby were in that home, and that may have changed how they entered. And listen, there's a reason that flashbangs are called less than lethal and not non-lethal, because they can seriously injure or kill. Like this baby, police went to serve a warrant at the house where this baby was at, threw a flashbang in, landed in this child's crib, and blew up in their face. They lived, but they had severe injuries and burns as a result. Someone screwed up, Someone had bad information that led to that warrant, that led to these chain of events, and now this baby and this family are suffering, and someone needs to pay for that. Now, the family did launch a GoFundMe. If you go to GoFundMe and type Justice for Waylon, it'd come up. When I posted it yesterday, it was at like 19K. Now it's over 35. So that's great. This is for medical costs as well as like legal costs for them to pursue the fact that they were wronged in this situation. If you want to contribute to that, you can. Otherwise, any new information that comes along, I'll be happy to bring it to you.